tell the whole world that BVO Sports TV is back. Man, just had to come in, check in on everybody, man. We was off yesterday. Um, we had some good interviews this past week. Got to talk to some good people. But one thing I want to say is, man, with boxing being slow, I think the main thing we need to kind of focus on is what's going on in our communities and what's going on around us. We got some good news. We got a lot of UK boxing coming up, but I see we got the Lamont Roach versus Tank Davis fight, which I think is going to be a great fight. I'm excited to see what happens with those guys. See if this fight is going to be what we thought. I tell you what, the sport is growing in ways I could have never imagined. Salute to my brother D Free pulling up. And one of the things I'm super excited about is to see that, we're gonna get this fight. Cause a lot of people don't want to admit it, but I think Tank don't want us. I don't think Tank want this fight. Um, I think Tank has kind of shown us that he's very, very weak mentally, and he's not really looking for the toughest challenges. He's looking just to kind of make his money, which is fair. I respect it. But that's just kind of how we are, man. And as you see by the thumbnail, you know, BBO, aka Big Red, is gonna be hanging brothers over the balcony. So that's what we gonna do. We hanging cats over the balcony, man. Um, and really, I'll tell you this, man. Shout out to everybody that's supporting boxing, even the negative people who want to come and say stuff like, yeah, if you don't agree with me, you are goofy or all that. At the end of the day, man, the sport is too great to say that. But when I watch the sport overall, putting the Tank and Lamont aside, I'm kind of worried, man, because I think Turkey Al-Sheikh, or as some people call him Turkey Al-Sheikhy, I think Turkey really is bad for boxing. I look at that Fatal Fury card now in retrospect. I think a lot of that looked kind of rigged, and you say, dang, um, you say, dang, there ain't no, you know what I mean? There ain't no reason that it should be that way. Um, I just don't understand it, man. I just don't understand it, man. Because I think when I look at Turkey, I think he more or less is really a evil man, and I think he's gonna really destroy boxing, man. Because if you look at final Fury card, nothing about that seemed normal. Um, Nothing about that seemed normal. So I don't know. I really don't know. I just say this. I think that us as boxing fans, we're gonna look back and we're gonna say, um, yo, this dude is horrible. We're gonna really look back and say that. Salute to my brother Just Ax One. Salute to my brother Piro. I just say that, man, because and I don't like to call it out like that, but man, those fights, dog, those fights that we seen on the Fatal Fury card, they look rigged as hell. You can't tell me that those fights didn't look rigged. If you can't smash the like button for your man, for your brother, man, your brother and friend, BVO, aka Kareem Akbar. Um, I just think like when you look at those fights, they just look rigged. I watched the interview with William Skull. Shout out to Puerto Rican Tommy. Me and him both are working on learning Spanish fluently. And it was cool because I was watching the William Skull fight, and now that I'm, working on my Spanish. And when you hear something of somebody's native tongue, as Chris Eubanks Sr. would say, it gives you a different perspective. And he said that Turkey kind of made it seem to him not to win. He didn't say explicitly that the fight was thrown, but he said he kind of felt like they made it seem like he should not do what he needed to do to win. And I think at the end of the day, I think that's going to hurt the sport if you got fights that are fixed. They've been fixing fights a long, long time in boxing. This is nothing new. This is nothing that we haven't seen before. But the way they're doing it now, I think it'd be very, very toxic long term for the sport to have people blatantly be corrupted in this way. Because you can't tell me it makes sense. You can't tell me it makes sense that those fights, nobody want to throw punches. The best fight of the night definitely had to be, you could either go with Devin Haney or you could go with the piece of crap Teofimo Lopez. Those were the two best fights of the night. But they just, both those fights, all those fights didn't seem like nobody really wanted to throw or nobody really wanted to engage. And I'm telling um, sorry about that, yo. My man Piro said I had a similar thought. Um, I just don't understand it, because then on top of that, you had the fight with William Skull in Turkey, right? I'm in not Turkey, in Saudi. And Turkey apparently has a whole like area in the government where he kind of just does a lot of foul stuff. And I'm just being a fan watching. And I'm telling you, if you really watch those fights, they look rigged. We know Canelo's the greatest fighter, probably one of the greatest fighters to ever live. We know that. We ain't even got to play the games. We know how great Canelo is. We got a couple idiots who talk down on the king, but that's what happens. Now said it best. Keep throwing rocks at the throne. So that's what they're going to do. But if you look at those fights, they look so rigged. Now, William Skull, you can say whatever you want to say. He was not trying to engage. And he was not really, I mean, he really just was like a ballerina. He just danced and danced and danced. And I just thought to myself, now Nelo's a bad mofo. Nelo's a bad mofo. You know, I call my man Canelo LO. LO's a bad dude. Canelo is a bad dude. Bad mofo. Beat niggas to death. That's what he do. He get in there and beat niggas to death. And to see him have to chase this kid who didn't even want to throw, it was crazy. It was just like the Madrimov Terrence Crawford fight. Madrimov was not throwing at all the way he was throwing against Virgil Ortiz. I'm telling you, y'all might say BVO's crazy, but that's why we hanging niggas off the balcony, because this nigga Turkey is corrupt, bro. He's corrupt. Turkey and the Tank fans are the most evil, diabolical set to ever touch boxing. I'm telling you, they're going to steal and ruin our sport one fight at a time. One fight at a time. They're going to do it. Turkey is corrupt. I don't care what y'all say you doing for boxing. I'm not going to sit here. No one tells me what to say. I'm going to say what the F I want to say. You can't tell me that Turkey's good for boxing. You can't tell me that, because nothing he's doing looks real. When you see his biggest fights, they all fail, and guys don't even look the same. When have you seen a great performance other than Bivol versus Proturbiev on a Turkey card? You haven't. We seen my man, the big Black George, former African dude, Bakoli, look average. He looked okay against Big Baby Big Baby Anderson, but that's because Big Baby Anderson ain't got no experience. So of course he got the black beat off of him. But I'm telling you, Turkey is doing something. I don't know what it is. As they say, I can't put my finger on it. But bro, the brother's corrupt. He's corrupt. He's corrupt. And I think if you think I'm lying, turn on the tape, yo. Turn on the tape. The nigga is corrupt. And I'm just being real. The nigga's corrupt, man. And you can say, oh, BVO, you don't know what you're talking about. Shut up, punk. If you don't think I know what I'm talking about, do me a favor and shut up, punk. Because I do know what I'm talking about. I'm telling you right now, I know what I see. Those fights look fixed. Those fights look fake. And this is the second time I've seen my man Canelo in a fight that looked fake to me. I'm really worried. Something's going on with Canelo too. These guys are putting on these bullcrap shows, and making all this money. Where is the money coming from? And how was this even possible? We understand with Trump being involved, there's always a little bit more of a lackadaisical attitude towards things. We just seen him sign a $600 billion deal with the Saudi government, so it's going to be even more. But in boxing terms, you cannot tell me what you're seeing with Turkey is good, because the only fight that'll go down in history or go down in your memory is Beterbiev versus Bivol 1. Really, Bivol won. 2 was cool, but nothing beats the first fight. And I hear they're gonna do it again, which is a total waste of time. Beterbiev lost. He's old. That's why he lost. Other than that, man, he probably would have beat the dog crap out of Bivol, man. Because Bivol's not that guy. We seen a little short, tiny cat in Canelo beat the life out of him and get robbed. So, I mean, let's not play like Bivol was some great champion. His best fight is beating a living legend. He's no different than Berlanga, man. He got a Canelo shot, and it made his life. That's what it is. You don't have to agree with me. He got a Canelo shot, and it made his life. Because I tell you this, nobody can debate me on this, man. Everything with Turkey looks fake. It looks fake. It looks rigged. And I'm so tired of these the same clowns who used to dog out Heyman back in the day, who dog Don King, talk about Cleveland boxing. They talk about my man Jake Paul, who's done nothing but bring light and attention to the sport in the right way. I'm telling you, y'all gotta keep your eyes open, man. Something's going on. And from now on, BVO's gonna start hanging niggas out the window, because I'm telling you, I don't like what I'm seeing in boxing. This is my sport, and I'm going to fight for it. And that's your boy. It's your boy, BBO Boxing. Like, comment, subscribe. Shout out to our sponsors, Raycon. Shout out to B3 Picks. Let's go green. And definitely shout out the Smoke Shop. And shout out to Breakfast Box. And we gone. Peace.